You know you've read a John Green book when you... wait. No. Oh. Oh my gosh. I read Looking for Alaska yesterday. Looking for Alaska is a novel by John Green. I didn't even read the back cover before I started reading it, so I went in pretty blind. We start off with our narrator Miles, who is quickly renamed Pudge by his roommate. And Pudge is narrating, and you know when an author's gone through something when you're reading it because of how detailed it is. Pudge's first impression of his dorm room is hilarious, and I just started college this year, so I definitely understood some of these things that he was feeling. I live in South Carolina and I go to school here, and it is so hot on move-in day. I actually thought I might pass out. And Pudge is like, everything should be super emotional, and he is gonna miss his parents, but he's like, mostly I just want to lie down and then jump in a cold shower because I am so sweaty. He says that even the walls are sweating, and my walls at my college sweat too. It's really weird. But he's not in college, he's headed to boarding school. He's 16 years old. And I love the roommate first off when he comes in and starts decorating, and he makes the coffee table, is it out of boxes? And then he just like writes in masking tape, coffee table. He's just like, everyone just calls me the Colonel, so call me the Colonel. And I listened to the audiobook of this. So when we met Alaska, the voice was so funny. And she is saying when she's first meeting them, and this is the first time that Pudge has ever seen her, she's talking about her summer. I was dying laughing. She's like, first, I couldn't believe about the honk, and then I was like, I can't wait to tell Takumi and the Colonel. I love the basketball games. The cheers were so mean, but so funny. Green beans, we have higher SATs. And the Colonel's gotten thrown out of like 67, was it? Something like that. Consecutive basketball games. I know that the kids that we stuck with, they did not like the weekday warriors, but I did like the camaraderie among the students. They're like, you never tell on anyone, ever. And then we find out the person who ratted out Alaska's roommate was Alaska. She regretted it so much. And then they get in trouble that one time for smoking, and he wonders why Alaska and the Colonel take the fall, and he realizes, like, they're setting an example. They're showing me what I'm supposed to do next time. That's a little nerve-wracking. Like, I like their friendship, but that was a little nervous. Because then I was wondering, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen. He's got to take the fall for it. So I was a little worried. I love Thanksgiving with the Colonel, and we saw that he felt like he was just so poor compared to them, and that's why he never really talked about, like, he loved his mom and he was fine with where he lived. He just didn't want Pudge to think less of him, and that's so sad, but I mean, Pudge really enjoyed it. He's like, I'm not giving up sleeping in a bed with Alaska. I was very nervous watching the prank scene because Pudge and Takumi, they're setting off those explosions to distract from the Colonel and Alaska sending out the progress reports for the weekday warriors. I was dying laughing with Takumi. He's like, I'm the fox, man, I'm the fox. And then they finally run as far as they can, and Takumi's just like, the fox is tired. I liked the best day, worst day game until we found out what happened to Alaska. That was so sad. I felt so bad for her. And she blames herself because her mom died. Her mom had an aneurysm, and she didn't catch it because she was too young to know what to do. And she's like, I was old enough to call 911. And maybe, but her dad blamed her for it, and she obviously blames herself for it. And that was so sad to see. But this barn night was also the night when Pudge and Lara spend like the night together because they're all in the barn. Page 122. Could the two people who are making out please be quiet? The Colonel asked loudly from his sleeping bag. Those of us who are not making out are drunk and tired. And then I think it's the next night when they're drinking in their rooms, and Alaska goes to talk on the telephone, and then she comes back and she's like yelling, like, help me get off campus, I gotta go right now. And the Colonel and Pudge, they're just so loyal to her at this point. They're like, yeah, whatever, we'll do anything. So they go to distract the Eagle, their headmaster. And then there's those lines where he's like, I should have known she was drunk. I should have realized she was upset. And he's like, I should have stopped her. And I was like, oh no, is my heart about to be ripped out? It wouldn't be the first time, would it, John Green? We switch to after. The whole time I thought the before was leading up to the prank, so I was a little confused because I really did not see this coming. And I also didn't believe Alaska was dead for a second, because how could she be? But that was the whole point, like how could she be dead? But she really was. And we had so much of the book left, so I was wondering what was going to happen after. And I was still holding on, like maybe Alaska didn't die. But it was the characters just struggling through this death, seeing them cry and scream and just losing it was really difficult to watch. It hurt as a reader because I really liked Alaska. I liked her character. And they're in this class about religions and they're trying to battle through these tough questions in light of this death, and it makes it so much more important to all the students. And then Pudge and the Colonel start trying to figure out exactly what happened because they're thinking Alaska might have killed herself because she had the whole thing about how do you get out of the labyrinth of suffering. And she was suffering because she was living with this insane guilt. And they were like, Alaska had put the answer in one of those biographies she kept. It was hard and fast. That's the way to get out of the labyrinth. And so they're like, her car didn't even swerve. And yes, she was drunk, but even the policeman said he's never seen anything like it. Like, she just went head on into him. And they start to decipher and like follow the little breadcrumbs. They see the doodles and they're figuring out about the phone call, and then they realize the January 10th thing because Takumi helped figure out the January 10th. And so they realized she was taking the flowers that were in the back of her car. The white flowers were going to go to her mother's grave because she forgot the anniversary of her mother's death. And so that's why she was in such a hurry to get out. And we never get to know if it was suicide, like if she decided that split second, because she kept telling people, I'll see you later, I'll see you later. And so it was either a split second decision to kill herself because she was like, this is the way out of the labyrinth, and she was drunk and she just convinced herself it'd be better, or she was in such a hurry and she really did lose control or fall asleep at the wheel or whatever happened, passed out. We don't know, and we never get to know. That was... I mean, I guess I like that ending better. I wouldn't want to know if she had decided to kill herself because she was such a lively person. I wouldn't want that for her. But then they pull this final prank in Alaska's honor, and they're like, can we pull this off without her? I love how Pudge called his dad and was basically like, I need backup at the moment because I'm gonna pull this prank. And the dad's like, I'm not even gonna ask. Good luck topping me. Because his dad had also gone to this school too. They bring in the stripper as their speaker, and they get little Laura to stand up and be like, take off your clothes. Oh, that was so funny. And in the middle of this speech, he's like, well, I guess okay. And so the whole school is in uproar, and even the eagle is trying not to smile. And later he comes in, and the kids have been telling everyone, like, it was Alaska. They're like, was it you? And they're like, no, it was Alaska. And later the eagle comes in, he's like, that was bad, but I mean, it sounds like Alaska even wrote the speech herself. The speech that the stripper was reading before he was stripping. And he just leaves and doesn't give them any punishment, even though he's, like, notorious for being very strict. And I thought that was funny and kind of a nice way to conclude the book. In the end, with his essay, it's just he kind of came to closure, and it was really good, even though The Fault in Our Stars is gonna probably stay my favorite John Green book. I haven't read An Abundance of Catherine's yet, but I really did enjoy The Fault in Our Stars despite its heart-ripping qualities. But I definitely give 4 out of 5 stars. I really liked it. And I'm hoping to read An Abundance of Catherine soon because I've already read Paper Towns. I'm a John Green fan and a nerd fighter. Like, I love watching their videos. I've watched every single one up through 2014, so I just have this past 2015 year to get through, and then I'll be caught up with all of the videos ever. And did anyone else catch the Strawberry Hill thing from their early videos? They're always talking about Strawberry Hill. I'm not sure if it was because of the book, I can't remember the exact timing, or if John Green put Strawberry Hill in there, kind of like as a little snippet for people who watch his YouTube videos, but I really thought it was funny. I heard it because I was audiobooking, and they were talking about Strawberry Hill. I was like, oh my gosh, wait! I like that about his other books too. You can kind of see the little, if you've watched the videos, you see the little things in there that were in the videos that were also in his books. So, yeah, that's really fun. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!